Outfield organization has been about building trust from day one. We build trust with the people who donate to us, and we show them that we're actually using their money to help kids. We've had incredible support for what we're doing. People hear about us and they want to help. We build trust with volunteers that we're going to use their time, well when they do volunteer for us. And we build trust with the people that refer the cases to us. They know that it's usually a couple days turnaround time. They'll tell us what they need and why they need it, and we vote as a board, and within days that request has been filled. Most importantly, we build trust with the children.
I met Angels in the Outfield and the wonderful ladies that work at Angels in the Outfield on a work group that I am part of called Children of Incarcerated Parents. And I met these ladies, and within a few meetings found out that they were very eager to support the work that I'm doing. The kids that I work with have been impacted by the criminal justice system in that their parents or guardians have been incarcerated. Angels has provided funding for us to go to the aquatic park. We've had an African drummer come in and work with the kids. He brought in African drums and the kids sat around, and it was very connecting for them because they didn't have to talk. They just got to pound on the drums. We have also been to the aquarium recently. That was just this week. And ice skating. Took some kids ice skating last night. The small group concept that was part of the development of my position would be very difficult to do without these outings.
The Angels in the Outfield has developed relationships with groups or people that essentially tell us what the child needs. It could be the grandparent telling us what the child needs. Most often it's a counselor. The counselors are incredible. They're in there every single day, and they have to deal with the after effects and try to help these families recover. And they tell us what the child needs. They recognize the problem. DHS workers have been incredible. They see the need to begin the path to recovery.
The importance of partnership with DHS, with Angels in the Outfield, is we are your eyes and ears. The most vulnerable children are in our agency. They're the broken homes, they're where the abuse has happened, horrible discord, lack of continuity in who their families are, who are important to them. And we do see people at their very brokenness. The state dollars that we are allowed to spend for families, those resources have dried up.
They are extremely supportive and encouraging of me. I can hear some pretty rough stories, and it can be very draining at times. And every time I ask for something, they get around me and support me, and every single email or contact I have with them, they are encouraging to me and remind me that I'm doing important work and that we're doing it together. So that is a huge part of just keeping and holding me up while I keep doing the work.
The best part about working with other agencies, whether it be Northwest Family Services or Department of Human Services or any of the counselors that we work with, is that we all have the same goal. We all have the same passion, and we just want to make a difference in children's lives.
What do you like to do with your friends?
Play basketball and football.
Who's your favorite basketball player?
LeBron James.
Do you have a favorite teacher?
Mr. Rockness.
What's your favorite subject in school?
Writing.
Oh yeah? You gonna be a writer when you get older?
Maybe. I might write like 1 or 2 books.
What kind of books do you want to write?
Basketball and my life.
You know, Demir came into my home when he was 6 years old. Demir didn't know anything about cartoon characters or being a kid, but he knew about how to sell drugs. He knew how to cook up drugs. He knew about prostitution. He knew about drinking alcohol. He used to drink alcohol. He used to smoke weed. He knew all about adult-like stuff, but he didn't know how to be a kid. And that's very impacted on him. He couldn't read. He couldn't, academically he wasn't there, but he can tell you about the street life that's really not appropriate for a kid to know. The most important thing for kids like Demir and other foster kids that's been subject to abuse is to be able to provide them a different outlet. Kids need to be able to have fun and enjoy things outside of school. After school programs is in great need. Arts, music, sports, and tutoring to get them back on track, because a lot of kids have lacked that. I do feel with Demir, he's come a long way, and with sports has really been a major impact of turning his life around. He's learned so much different things by playing sports. Demir does basketball, he does football, he does soccer, he does baseball. These are things that really turned his life around, to be able to provide that for him. It's an outlet where he can just be a kid, he can be happy, and he can shine without having to worry about all the craziness in the world and all the stuff that he had to see in his young life. The services that Angels in the Outfield provided for Demir was tremendous for him. He came in, he has IEP, so he's in a special ed classroom where his behaviors was highly strong, where he wasn't where he needed to be academically. So Angels in the Outfield, the services helped me by linking up with a tutor that could tutor Demir, be able to deal with his special needs, and to be able to have him grasp the subjects at hand, to be able to provide him to be in a regular classroom.
This is a 17-and-a-half-year-old that didn't really ask this for her life to be like this. Her biological mother was an addiction. She got adopted, and the adoption fell apart, and she suffered terrible abuse, and they gave her back to the biological mother, who brought her back into addiction. So then when she came into foster care and lived with a grandmother who really didn't want her, it gave me the opportunity to help this youth by giving her an opportunity to live in an apartment.
My relationship with my DHS caseworker is really good. We're really close. She's been with me every step of the way for about 4 years now. She's like my mom, the only one I've ever known.
But I saw this email come across my desk, and it actually would be something that I could use. And so when I called the phone number on the back of the pamphlet, I explained my situation, and not for me, but for this youth, and I was given a very positive reaction.
Angels in the Outfield helped me with moving expenses to get into my first apartment, and they're also helping me with a gas card to get to and from work.
And Angels in the Outfield came through, and she was really excited to move into her apartment.
The move-in expenses and the gas card were helpful to me, probably because the situation I was in when Angels in the Outfield helped me move into the apartment, I had nowhere else to go, and I didn't have any family to help me. And so by them providing me with the living expenses to move to my apartment, I was able to get back on my feet and back into school and now work at DePaul. My life experiences influence my work because I wouldn't be doing what I was doing if I hadn't been through what I went through. It gave me the insight and the compassion to want to do what I do, and it also gave me almost the empathy to connect with the kids the way I do, because I was literally in their shoes. My hope for the future is to be happy, I think. I want to get to a place where I'm not reliant on anybody, so I can be completely stable and completely happy with my life and not have to worry about things falling apart all of a sudden because I don't have the means to take care of it. My future goals are pretty much, I want to get my master's in psychology, maybe my PhD, I'm not sure. And I eventually want to work with returning vets from the military. I want to work on the Army base as a psychological specialist.
Dear Angels, I don't even know what to say. What you're doing for me is the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me. I never expected this much help because it's so much money. I was starting to lose hope. I will definitely work off half of the money, but I really want to keep volunteering. I like to help people. I've just never had the motivation to go find ways to help my community, but I'm sure that after I work off the money, I won't want to stop. Going to Disneyland will be a great experience, and I can't even explain to you how thankful I am for making my dream become a reality. Thank you so much.
I just want to say thank you, Angels.
Well, thank you, Angels in the Outfield, for providing the services that you need for my foster child.
Thank you, Angels. Really appreciate your help.
Thank you, Angels!
If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground. Carry on.